Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday Live, Believe in Your Dreams. I'm Dr. Shelley Nash, and I am the creator of Living Powerfully Community, in which you are watching this. And I want to welcome you. I am an elite level mindset coach. I help women to elevate their confidence and style and claim the success that they deserve. So if that's you, then you're in the right place. We're all here to support each other to reach our goals and our dreams in a safe environment. And so I'm so happy that you have joined us here. And whether you're watching the replay or live, I want you to post hashtag replay or hashtag live. Come into the StreamYard app if you're live. And doing that, you just click the StreamYard, looks like a website sort of, and it allows me to see who's here and where, and your name and your picture. So it's much easier for me to chat with you. So if you're live with me, say hi, let me know where you're coming in from. I know we had a lot of people that registered for today's call, which I'm super excited about. I love talking about believing in your dreams. And so let's just get started and everyone else will catch up with us. So say hi when you come on. Believe in your dreams. So if you happen to read the copy for this event, you already read this, but this came about because I have this journal, and I'll try to show it to you here. I've had this journal since June of last year, or that's when I started using it anyway. It says, believe in your dreams, try to catch it. As you can see, it's well marked up. I love this journal. I'm almost done with this journal. So I wish I could buy another one, but I don't think they have them anymore. But maybe I'll manifest that. So anyway, I was looking at the cover and I was just kind of gazing at it. And I was like, believe in your dreams. And I've received so many like birthday cards and things like that are always about, you can do it, you can reach your dreams, and believe and it's possible. And I was like, what does that really mean? Believe in your dreams. And do I really believe in my dreams? Do I really believe that it's possible? So I heard this statement a couple years ago, I think, that said, what you believe is true. And I thought, that's kind of a really weird statement. And then after she said that, she said, what you believe is true. And so what does true mean? It means you have it. So if there's something that you're dreaming of and you think that you believe that you can have it, but you don't have it yet, then you must not really fully believe it. And so what you believe is true. What you believe is your reality. And so we always have to keep up-leveling our beliefs. And so I really took this to heart because I thought, well, do I have exactly my dream life yet? And I don't. I'm working towards it. Oh, hi, Julia. Good to see you here. I don't yet. I'm working towards it, though, but I don't really have it yet. So I'll know that I really believe it when I have it. Does that make sense to you? Is this a new idea for you? It's really quite deep. So I'm going to take you deep today in this live call because it's so important. It's so important to get to this place of belief. And you've probably heard of limiting beliefs and false truths and things like that. And we tend to take this in as like knowledge from our conscious mind. And that's where it sits for us. We are aware that we have limiting beliefs. We have these false beliefs, but we don't know how to change that, how to really get those beliefs to become new beliefs that are going to get us exactly what we want in our life. So good to see you guys here. And if you click the StreamYard button, I can actually call you by name and see your picture. So that's always great. Um, so when you study the mind and the thinking process, you really understand that you create your reality. And if you've been studying that for a while, I still want you to listen to this because you cannot hear this enough. You know, your thinking creates your reality. Your thinking makes it so. That's a quote from someone. Whatever you think, good or bad, moves into your life. Now, this is really key because whatever you think comes into your life. It could be in the negative polarity or in the positive polarity. It could be all those things you don't want that you keep worrying about and having self doubt about. And the more you think about it, the more you have of that. So, negative or positive, whatever you're holding in your mind becomes a part of your life. So, this is why we really have to guard our mind, guard our thinking, really learn how to change our thinking to be always in the vibration of what we want. Who here relates to that? Relates to what I'm saying? Whoops. I have some notes and I just closed them. There we go. So I wanted to read you something from one of my favorite books, Think and Grow Rich. You probably Think and Grow Rich. This book, I love this version, this classic version, because it's a hardcover and everything. So Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, is one of the premier people who had taught this subject. You know, he wrote this book back in the 1930s, and he has created millions and millions of millionaires from this book. Who here has read this book? Put it in the chat. And how many times have you read it? Do you study it? Write in the chat if you've read it. So this comes from the chapter on faith. And faith and belief, we often kind of think are the same thing, but they're really not. And so, but in the chapter on faith, he talks about belief quite a bit. In the first part of the chapter, he actually refers to faith as an emotion, which really kind of made me think about that. Faith is an emotion. How is faith an emotion? So Julia says, I've read it, but not studied it. So a lot of it went over my head. I need to go back and study it. Yes, and that's what happens with Think and Grow Rich. And actually what's happening is that when people first read it, they try to go through it, and then it goes a little over their head, or I would say over their awareness, because they're not really aware of what exactly he's talking about yet. And that's why he says you have to read it 3 times in a row in order to even start to understand what he's talking about. So who wants to read something that they don't really understand? It's really difficult. Julia, just keep powering through reading the book. Once you've been through it 3 times, then you can start to really study it at a deep level. And what I mean by study is like maybe you just read a paragraph a day. So this isn't really about Think and Grow Rich, but I'm reading this chapter in the faith chapter, and because it's about belief and how this works for us. It is well-known fact that one comes finally to believe whatever one repeats to oneself, whether the statement is true or false. If a woman repeats a lie over and over, she will eventually accept the lie as truth. Moreover, she will believe it to be the truth. Every woman is what she is because of the dominating thoughts which she permits to occupy her mind. Thoughts which she deliberately places in her mind, encouraged with sympathy, and which she mixes any one or more of the emotions, constitute the motivating force which directs and controls every movement, act, and deed. Sorry, I was trying to change all the he's to she's, so it took me a while to get that. So what you believe is the truth. And he also talks about in this book, and I think it's in this chapter as well, but he talks about, well, let me give this example. He doesn't talk about this, but think about when you were a kid and you maybe tried to have some of your parents alcohol or their drink. I know for me, it was like, yuck, ugh, that's horrible. Why do you drink that stuff? And then as you became an adult, it became, you began to enjoy it. And you maybe enjoyed it more and more and more. So he talks in here about people that are living a life of crime. Well, maybe the first time that they did something, maybe stole something or did something illegal, it was like that first moment, that first high. And then the more and more they did things, the more and more they became comfortable with it, the more and more it became part of who they are. And then, it just became their life that they led, even though the first time it was really hard to do. So remember, it's like anything, either positive or negative, that you're constantly holding in your mind is coming true in your life. So we have to develop this really strong awareness of what's going on in our mind, because it's really your secret thoughts, these thoughts that maybe you don't even hear right now, maybe you're not even aware of right now. And that's why this study, this work is so important, to bring you to the awareness of what it is you actually think, what it is you actually believe. A lot of you have set goals, and these goals, are hopefully out of your comfort zone. That's the best goal to have, something you don't know how you're going to achieve. Well, in order to achieve that, you're going to have to start believing that you're capable of achieving that you can achieve that you're already there. It's possible. And that's another one of the things I work on with my clients is putting yourself at the end, at the goal already achieved. And how does it feel to be there? You've probably heard me talk about this before, that it's our feelings, it's what we get emotionally involved with, that's our point of attraction. And that's what Napoleon Hill said in this chapter. Thoughts which she deliberately places in her own mind and encourages with sympathy, and which she mixes with one or more of the emotions, constitutes the motivating force which directs and controls her every movement, act, and deed. We have to get emotionally involved with what we're going for, what we want. And to get emotionally involved with what you're going for, what you want, it has to be your heart's desire, like this deep desire within you, because it's your desire that helps you to do battle with those limiting beliefs, those false beliefs, those false truths that are coming up. It's the desire that helps you get through all of that to the place you want to be. So you can learn how to create your dream life with your thinking. And you actually need to keep doing this all the time, because as you're going for goals, as you reach your first goal, you're going to go for your next goal, and you're always going to be creating new thoughts about your ability to achieve each goal that you go for. And maybe these new thoughts are actually going to be about who you are as a person, and about, how you dress. I talk a lot about confidence and style, how you dress. I dress like a winner. Seeing yourself as the person of your goal. How does she dress? How does she walk? How does she talk? Impressing that into your thinking, your self-talk. And, there's only two ways to change this patterning, this programming that we have within us. It's created in our early life. Most of our habits and behaviors and self-image are all created in our early life. And then it continues on because we never change it. So there's only two ways to change that patterning. One is with the constant spaced repetition of the new idea. And then also with elite level coaching, support, accountability. I don't know anyone that changes their thought process on their own. We all need support to get to our next level. We all need, when the old thoughts come up, it can be very sneaky and it can be very fast, and you don't even know it's happening. And you need to have a coach or mentor who's able to see that happening in you and help redirect you, get you back on track to where you want to be and where you're going. So in essence, you'll always be changing your thinking. You'll always be changing your thinking to be aligned with your next level, your future self, the woman you want to become. So does anybody have any questions about this right now? Put your questions in the chat. I kind of went many different directions with that today. I wanted to just instill in you how important your belief is. And just ask yourself, if you have a goal, ask yourself, do I really believe I can do that? Do I really believe it? Or do I have a worry about it? Do I have a fear about it? Do I have a doubt about it? And then you have to switch those thoughts. You have to switch those thoughts, your worry, fears, and doubts about achieving your goal. And you have to start telling yourself, that you're capable, that you're the woman that can do it. And this is what we do, is create these affirmations that are going to help you to override all your worry, fear, and doubt, to override all the past conditioning that's been set up in you from birth or before. It's set up by your genetics and it's set up by your environment that you're in when you're very young. And so we need to override all of those in order to get you aligned with where you're going and aligned with your future self, the woman of your dreams, so to speak. I talk about that a lot. So any questions on believing in your dreams and believe what you believe is true? So keep asking yourself, what do I believe? Is my belief in alignment with where I want to go? If there's anything that's hidden, that's not in alignment, it's gonna take away from you getting there, from you reaching what you want to reach. So this is why we have to be so diligent with and build a greater and greater awareness of what's going on in our mind. So if this is interesting to you, I'm going to be talking more about this at the next workshop, which is a little under 2 weeks away. It's called The Confident Woman, Her Life, Her Style. She is empowered, she is certain, and she is stylish. So that's going to be February 7th through the 11th in this group. And I'll put the link below to register for that. It's free. We have one complete day where we're talking about belief and this whole topic. So I'm very excited to share that with you in a couple weeks. So make sure you get registered for that. And also when you register, make sure to check your junk mail for your welcome letter. Often they go to junk. I'm not sure why that is from my browser that I send it from, but make sure those welcome letter is in your inbox, because you're going to get a series of letters that help you with the workshop and give you your workbook for the workshop. So excited to have you on that workshop. If you have any questions, make sure to post them in the chat. I'll go back and receive those and be able to answer those for you. Also, if you have set a goal, you haven't set a goal, wherever you're at with your goal, let's help get you clarity on where you're going and set a smooth strategy and path to get there. So let's get on a call. I have a free call where we just talk about where you're at, where you want to go, getting over those things that might get in the way of you getting there. And so I want to help you as much as I can. So I'll also put a link in the chat about a session with me, or you can just DM me and we can set up a time to chat. So looking forward to having you at the workshop. And I hope this was of value to you today. And you start really looking at, what do I believe? And if I don't have it yet, then I must not believe it yet. And so I have to work on my belief. I have to work on my faith. And faith, I said there's a difference between belief and faith. And faith is actually really knowing that you know, and trusting that it will happen. And if you don't believe in your goals, this is why I want to chat with you, because sometimes it's really hard to believe in something that you haven't done yet. And so you want to look to people who have done it and kind of copy or mimic them. Ask what do they do? How do they walk, talk? What do they think? And then the other thing is to get in alignment with a coach or mentor that does believe in you, that does believe that this process works. And that's the beauty of having that. I have that. My mentors have that. We all need to have people that believe in us, that believe we have the capability. And then as you have that and get to your first goal, then you will start believing in yourself more. And eventually you'll have the belief in yourself. But if you don't have the belief right now, you've got to get aligned with people that do believe it, that do know how this process of manifestation works. So definitely get on a call with me, on a chat with me. And I look forward to seeing you in the workshop on February 7th through the 11th. We'll talk to you soon.